when one loses motivation, what should an entrepreneur do? Woo! I love this question. And I mentioned this earlier. The entrepreneurial journey can be challenging, right? And it's challenging because we are not brought up to become entrepreneurs. We are not, like, not all, but majority of us, we went through school, we were trained to become employees, basically, right? Me as well. And so the struggle is getting out of that framework and having an entrepreneurial mindset. And so I went through that process as well. So when we experience all these challenges, it can definitely affect our motivation, right? So earlier I was just speaking with a friend, and we were talking about how at the start of things he is like, super excited. It's like, ooh, like a lot of energy. And then, bit by bit, that energy goes down until like it's gone. And so it's a common thing that when we experience challenges, then we start to lose motivation. And it's sad. And to me, it's sad. Not only because I experienced it before, but because I met a lot of wonderful people who have started their business, and eventually they decide to like stop and go back into employment. And to me, it's sad because, like what I said, right, as entrepreneurs, we have this desire to solve problems, and we want to like bring change in the world. So when someone basically gives up and then goes back into employment, that dream of solving that problem also goes away, right? I mean, I'm sure there'll be someone else, but for that person, I feel sad for them. And so having a tool in order to either keep your motivation up or reignite it is good. So for Kate, right, and for our audience, our listeners, one way to reignite that motivation or keep it up is always go back into your why. Why did you started this business in the first place, right? Why did you start this business in the first place? So a lot of times in our journey, when we focus a lot on the challenges, the problems that we are encountering during the entrepreneurial journey, then we kind of like forget what is the reason we started this business in the. And so it would be good for you to just like step back, breathe, and go back to your why and ask yourself, why did I start this business in the first place? So a lot of times, not all the time, a lot of times this will already help you, right? Reconnect and become motivated. Oh, that's why. And for me, my why is to help people. That's my, like, a lot of the things that I do, not only in business, is I want to help people. And it's very generic, but it's my main driving motivation in life is I want to help people because I don't want them to suffer like me when I suffered like many years ago. And so when I go back to that and I reconnect to my why, that, oh, I'm actually doing this because I want to help people. And I even touch my chest, right? Like the part where my heart is, and reconnect to my why. And then I start to feel energetic again. I start to feel motivated again to do the things that I need to do, even after like challenging things that has happened. And so that's one thing that you can do, Kate, in order to reignite that motivation, is go back into your why. So sometimes it doesn't, it doesn't reignite your motivation when you go back to your why. And it's probably because your why is different, it has changed already, or your why is not big enough, right? So a lot of times when the why is only about, let's say, for example, earning money, all these things, so there's no like real substance to it, then it's easy for people to lose motivation when there are challenges. So have a look at that. If it works, if it doesn't, then really look at your why, maybe to set a bigger why for yourself. Cool. Cool question. Thank you very much. So she asked, is there a real secret of the business? And another loaded question, because we all love secrets, right? Like, oh, what's the secret? And the best way to answer this is there. Yes, there is, and yes, no, yes, there is, and no, there isn't. So yes and no, yes and no. So there are formulas in business, and this is the reason why we want to learn from, let's say, successful people who have been successful in the industry. Let's say, for example, you want to start a business in computers, right? So one great example or model that you can have is, let's say, for example, Steve Jobs, who revolutionized, changed the whole industry in terms of computers and mobile phones. And so you can basically go and learn what he did and how can I do that myself. So there are models for success in business, and so it will be good to learn from these people. Then at the same time, the reason I say there's no real secret, because the key to becoming successful in business is actually common sense. And this might sound weird, because if it's so, if it's common sense, then how come there's not a lot of people who succeed in this? So the thing is, and this is the thing I heard from one of my coach and mentor. So he said, common sense is actually not common. So there's a lot of people who know what is the thing that they need to do, but actually they don't do it. And so that's why a lot of people don't succeed, or for example are stuck wherever they are, and it's because they don't know. Or all these things. So I'll give you a very good example. So when I was sharing about the mindset, right? So a lot of people know that when you go into business, you definitely need to be more, proactive, do things. You can be more tenacious. You probably heard of that before, and it's common knowledge. You need to be more confident, let's say, for example, when you are talking to people, all this. And so those are not real secrets. You've heard of it before. And so that's why there's actually no real secret in business. You just need to do the hard work, commit to it, be tenacious, all these things. Then your chance of succeeding in business becomes high. And so there's no real secret in there, right? So I hope I answered that question again.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.